So you want to see how you could turn a simple photograph of a glass from this into something a bit more interesting. Oh, yay. Greetings all. Today we're going to do a bit of still life photography here. And the thing is I want to go over some techniques that we can use to photograph a glass. Now this may seem a bit boring, but when you photograph glass using a flash, then you could end up getting like this. Which, to be fair, is not really very good because you're getting the light from the flash bouncing off over the glass. So we're going to go over a few things that we do to eliminate that. What equipment are we going to need? First thing, camera, tripod, 2 glasses, preferably the same size and shape and everything. This will come a bit more apparent as we go on. A Speedlite, a remote trigger to trigger the Speedlite, or another Speedlite that is capable of triggering the other Speedlite. A black screen, stand, an LED light, and red wine. Them last two are really for the end of it, just to finish off the look of the whole shot itself. Okay, one of the biggest problems you're gonna get when shooting glass or any other shiny surface, to be fair, is you're going to get the light off of the flash hitting the shiny surface and shooting off down the lens, and it's going to give us horrible glare. So to reduce this, you don't fire the light directly at the reflective surface like the glass. You actually fire it away from the object. But then to reduce this even more and to get this nice glow that we're going to do around the glass, we're going to have a black screen in the way. If you've got a big card or something like this, is good enough. So basically what's going to happen is we're going to fire the light at a wall, preferably a white wall, so that the light can bounce off of the wall and it actually comes around the black screen, and it's going to just hit the side of the glass, and that's where we're going to get the effect from. Let's quickly go over this setup, and then we're going to go over a few settings and see how we go. Okay, a couple of things to remember with the speed lights. Okay, I'm just going to quickly go over the settings and the speed lights that I'm actually using. Now, I was actually going to use both the 550s, but I've actually want to use my other speed light. It's purely just a manual speed light. That's the one I'm using actually behind the screen. Slightly tilted, full power. That's what I'm going to use. It's got a sensor on it that will detect a flash, and then it will trigger itself. So the other speed light that I'm using, because I haven't got a remote trigger, because normally if I'm going to do any remote trigger work, I use 2 550s, one to trigger the other one. So I'm actually going to use the flash itself off of the 550 to trigger the one that's actually behind the screen. So what you need to actually do with this one is you've actually got to angle the flash obviously away from the glass, because you don't want any flash to hit the glass. It doesn't matter if it bounces off the wall and hits the side, because it actually adds to the effect that you're going to do. So don't worry too much about that. But what you need to do is you don't want it too powerful, but you need it powerful enough to trigger the other light. So it's a bit of an elimination process. If you start with the flash right down, the one that you're going to use as your trigger, and do a test fire and see if your first light will fire. If it doesn't, increase it by 1 and keep going until it will fire. That is then as high as you need to go. All right, I'll just go over a few settings, and what we need to do is, because obviously we want to make sure that we keep the background of the shot as dark as possible, we're going to use a real high F value. So we're going to go with F16 to start with. May drop that down a little bit, F14, depends on how dark the image actually comes out, but F15 is a good starting point on that one. ISO 100, same again, if the first shot's going to come out a little bit too dark, I'm going to increase that one to 200. Now the shutter speed is the one that you're not really going to want to change. You're going to keep that at 200th of a second. This is your sync speed, and it's really important. Don't go above that unless your sync speed is capable of going higher. But just keep that at 200, and you're going to be fine. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, I haven't got any red wine. So what I've done, I actually put some blackcurrant juice in the glass. It looks like red wine, but when you take the shot, you're not going to see much colour because obviously it's quite dark. So we're going to add a little bit of soft light, and it's quite simple. That you place the light just underneath. So let me know what you think of these. So there we go, guys. Nice little trick on getting that nice little glow around the glass. But just remember, you don't actually have to use a glass for doing this. You can use any object to get a nice little glow around the outside. And it is literally just simply just firing the flash away from the object, bouncing off the wall, and it comes around the screen. It's a lovely effect. The thing with it is, when you're with other objects, you may need to tweak your settings slightly, but just remember, keep that F value as high as possible, because that's where you're going to still get the darkness on the background. So if you're going to need to do anything, it's your ISO that you're going to increase or decrease, because you're going to really want to as well keep your shutter speed to 200th of a second, or 250th if your sync speed is 250th. Just want to add as well is, not everybody has more than one flash. I mean, I'm quite lucky. I've actually got 3 that I actually use quite a lot, and there are reasons why that I've got the 550s, and I've also got a manual as well. There are reasons I've got a pure manual and then the TTL ones. But if you have only got one flash and it is just purely manual, it's really simple still to do this with only actually one flash. And the reason being is because if you put your flash into S1, you'll see on the back of them it'll have S1, S2. Put it on S1, don't put it on S2. I will go over that one day, but not today. Put it on S1, and all you need is a flash of some kind to trigger it. And this could be accompanied quite simply by using your on-camera flash. So So obviously your camera will pop up, but the only problem with that is it's going to be pointing straight forwards, which you don't want. So you need to just find a way of reflecting the light to the wall so that the other flash can pick it up. Now this could be done with any object that you want, but one of the tricks that I used to do many months ago when I was doing very similar things, and I only actually had one flash, was if you was to get a toilet roll tube and put it over your flash that's on the camera and turn it to the side, it literally directs it as just a beam to the wall, and it works brilliantly. So if you've only got one Speedlite, you can still do this by on camera flash and just reflecting the light to the side. Thanks for joining me on this one. I hope you found it useful. If you want to see more content like this one, don't forget, hit that subscribe button and that bell notification so you get notified of any more content that I put out. And are you going to be having a go? If so, leave me a comment and let me know how it went. I'd love to know. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe. Until the next time, I'll see you soon.